The first step for this practice is to print out this reference picture. The reference picture is linked on Classroom and the website, so make sure that you open up this reference picture. If you don't have a printer or are not able to get it printed out in class, you can use the grid technique instead, which is a separate video to check out, so watch that one and skip this one if you don't have a printer or were not able to get this printed in class. But again, the first step is print it out. It does not need to be in color when you print it. So if your printer only does black and white, that's fine. And then if you are able to look at this picture on the computer, that's where you'll be able to still see the color when we go in with detail and more color in future practice. Once you have this picture printed out, you're going to follow along with this video where I flip it over to the back. And I'm using the 6B drawing pencil, just shading on the back to cover everything completely with the lead here. I'm overlapping the back as well. So I went over it twice and then I put tape on it, flipped it over and put it onto a piece of paper. Any thicker piece of paper will work that is the size of this printed image. And then I'm just going over everything and outlining it. So the important things to focus on when you're outlining are highlights and shadows and as much detail as possible. So I'm outlining the details of the eyelashes, I'm outlining on either side the shadows. So I'm not just drawing a single line, but again, I am outlining the entire highlight areas and shadow areas versus just drawing one line for the bottom of the eye, one line for the top of the eye. I actually go around the outside and focus on the shadows too. So the more detail that you can outline, the better that end result will be for these practice images. So really take your time and outline as much detail as possible. All four of these sections are going to look slightly different when you outline them. So just try your best to pick out as much detail that you can in each of them. Once you're finished, I would double check and make sure that you have everything. Like in this picture here or example, I did miss parts of the eye, so I put that paper back down and go back over it. So just double check before you take the tape off that you have everything filled in and everything covered. But when you're done and you have everything outlined, you're ready to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is picking one of the sections to start filling in. Again, each of these four sections will have a different technique to work with. So keep thinking while you're going through each of them which technique you like the best, what type of shapes you like collaging, and how you'll want to put together your final project. So there's lots of options, lots of directions you can take things. So just follow along with each of them. There might be one that you're drawn to more than others, so just try your best with all of them, whether you like that style and technique or not.